Welcome back to the channel. Today, I've been called out for a customer to determine why they have low water pressure on just the hot side of their faucet. The interesting thing is, I just installed this faucet for them about a week ago, and at the time I completed the installation, everything was working perfectly. Consistent flow on both hot and cold, good pressure, good volume. And now, you take a look at the cold side of the system, we have plenty of flow coming through. But we go and take a look at the hot side, and it's just barely more than a trickle. Now, I've already verified that this is not consistent throughout the rest of the home. The rest of the home has great flow on hot and cold. I have also taken a look underneath the sink, and I've verified that we do not have any kind of kinks in the supply hoses. So I'm gonna walk you through the process of how I determine what is going on here, what needs to be done, and how we address it. So to start, we are going to take our light and light up the area a bit. We are then going to shut off the hot valve all the way. Open up the faucet, make sure it comes to a little bit of a trickle. We may end up, may have to actually shut that off at the water heater. Now, my suspicion over here, just based on what I'm seeing right now, is that that shutoff valve has potentially failed. The gasket may have gone bad, and may have a particle that's now in the faucet that we're gonna have to see about fishing out. So we are going to shut off the water heater, gonna unplug our circulating pump, shut the heater off, so that we can properly work with the system. So what I would like to do first is get a supply line hooked up just to that hot valve. I want to then get that valve open and be able to have it go wide open into a bucket, into a sink, and just verify from there that we have good flow coming through our hot side. So I'm actually going to open that back up, let the hot side drain down for a moment. I have already got a bucket, collapsible bucket. I'm really looking forward to my new water catching kit coming in. It is on the way, and I cannot wait to check that thing out. And I got a nice long supply line. So water is dying down here. Going to get a pair of pliers and let's see, did we bring towels down? Yeah, I brought towels down. We're gonna go ahead and put a few towels down on the ground around the shutoff valve. Get some on both sides. Oop. So as you see, water has about come to a stop. We got a little drip every now and then, but there is still going to be water stuck in the supply lines. This is a lower point of the system, so we want to make sure that we keep things clean and as dry as possible when we do this work. When you cut into plumbing lines, you can't always ensure that everything's going to stay dry, so you create a controlled environment so that if things do get wet, not really a big deal. So we got our hot supply disconnected. We are now going to hook up the cold supply, or don't know what I'm saying. We are now hooking up our test supply to the hot side of the system. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that down. We're gonna go ahead and turn this valve back off completely. I'm now going to set the supply line into a bucket, and I'm gonna turn water back on at the water heater. I'll be right back, and you'll see how we test this out. Okay, so we have the hot water valve at the water heater opened up all the way. You see our shutoff valve down below is not shutting off 100%. We definitely have a little bit of a trickle coming out. We're in the off position. I'm gonna go ahead and open this valve up, and what I expect we're gonna see is plenty of volume coming through here. I might not even open it up all the way. I just wanna see that we have a lot of volume coming through, as we should. So here we go. Yes, that is not even opened up all the way, and we have plenty coming through. So I am going to let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the hot water back off to the home, switch up, and reinstall the supply line to the faucet. All right, hot water is shut off to the water heater. We'll open this valve back up. Let this pressure drain down. We are then going to switch back over to the faucet's supply line. So we now know that even if there is a problem with this valve, which I will recommend that she consider doing something about, we now know that we have good flow through the shutoff valve. And wherever the restriction is that is causing the reduction of flow on the hot side, it is for sure part of the faucet, or within the faucet at this point at least. So we're going to reinstall this here. And we will empty our bucket. Next thing I'm gonna do, just because I find this step simpler than working down below disconnecting things, is I am going to disconnect the hot handle up here. We're gonna see how this one comes out. This is a newer style system. I'm not overly familiar with Delta's newer style setup. So it looks like what we need to do is get something to pop out the little rubber button. Razor knife usually works really well for removing buttons. You want to do it without damaging it though. So we kind of just pop up in there. Come on now. Gotcha. Careful not to lose it down the sink. With that out of the way, we should now be able to have access to an Allen screw. Yep. An Allen screw. Grab my Allen keys. So we will determine which Allen key is the correct fit. Usually it's going to be on the smaller side. This one might be too large. That is too large. Is it a 332? It is a 332. Loosen that up, pull this handle off. All right, we now have access to the stem. Let's see, are you able to see the stem in there? So we've got a stem under here. We're gonna take that stem out and then we're gonna temporarily pop water on. Water's gonna come up through the faucet. We'll make sure we have this area toweled down. I'm hoping it's going to be a good amount of flow. We're gonna be careful toggling it on. We don't wanna suddenly open all the way, then we have a gusher of water through the kitchen, but we wanna see that we have solid flow coming through. And this one is recessed. I've not known Delta to have recessed ones, but again, this is a newer product. I know they've recently have come out with some new setups, new ways of installing their systems. And a little piece there I could take out, get out of my way. That's helpful. There we go. Guess I should take a look for a nice socket sides that will fit these. I come across more faucets like this. Do I have that positioned correctly? Probably not. Let's see. Hopefully you can see a little better now. Go ahead and remove mounting nut. And then we can pull our stem straight out of there. Now is this, okay, this is the spring and washer style still. Wasn't sure if this is gonna have the springs and washers or not. I believe some of the new ones are just ceramic disc stems. Okay, I'm gonna turn the water on and we're gonna see what kind of volume we have. I'm first gonna put some towels around the area. Can't really see anything particular in that. You know what? Actually, that might be a washer particle right there from the old valve. That may very well be what we have. The old valve down below, that washer's breaking apart. That will explain why it is not shutting off 100%, and we can get pieces lodged in the faucet. So we will, let's see, let me go ahead and take out the stem washer. Before we turn things on, we'll see if we can get a visual check of how that system's looking under here. Okay, take a look at this. I think we found the problem. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this set up where you can see too well, but right inside of the faucet, there is a round hole, recessed. That is where our spring and washer go. And there's actually a large washer piece from the shutoff valve. There we go, maybe you can see that now. That is blocking the way. We are gonna pull that out of there and see if that doesn't take care of this. We're not even going to proceed with any other diagnostic steps until that is done. Just gonna do what I can to fish this out. Got it out of the way. Yeah, this is a good sized piece. Look at that. That's gonna be our problem right there. We're gonna actually go ahead and just rebuild this system, put it all back together. I'm not even gonna worry about testing this out until I put it back together, and I think that's gonna take care of our flow problems here. We're gonna pop our spring and washer in position. I have a tool that pops these right in place, but I didn't bring it in yet. I wasn't anticipating getting that far for this diagnostic at this stage. And as you can see, you don't really need the tool. It works just fine with a finger or with an Allen key. Pop the stem back in place. Thread our mounting nut on. There we go. Pump threading. There we go. I do want to get what water I can out from here. Not concerned about getting 100% of it out just yet because we still haven't fully verified that we won't have to open this back up, but I'd like to get the bulk of it. Okay, so at this stage we are going to open the valve back up and see how this works. Okay, and we got look at that. Cold side, hot side. This is why it's a good idea if you are servicing a fixture or replacing a fixture that uses gate-style shutoff valves, that you upgrade and replace that fixture with the ball-style shutoff valves. The ball styles are also capable of failing and may not operate properly when you go to use them. Realistically, if you go with a good quality product, I haven't seen this to be the case, but that's the argument I hear from some who say there's no point in replacing it because even the newer style can fail. The thing is, if the newer style, if the ball style fails, typically your worst case scenario is you're just not going to be able to turn off water 100%. You might have a little drip. You'll get the exact same concern with the gate style, but you'll also deal with these little washers that get lodged into the system and create problems. So that instead of a nice solid flow, you have just a little trickle like she was having. Fortunately, in this case, that was just right there. It was accessible. We were able to get it out. I've had some instances where it actually got lodged in the faucet completely, just really packed into the faucet body, where you just can't service it, and you end up replacing the entire faucet in order to address it. She got fortunate over here. I'm gonna talk to her about whether or not she would like to go ahead and put some new shutoff valves in place. That's her call to make. I never push people to do something. If it's a scenario like this one where I can do the job correctly, still install the faucet, I'm not gonna force them to replace the shutoff valves, but I will present it as an option. I will mention it to them, and she can decide from there how she wants to proceed. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this has been helpful. You have a great day.